93 and 58 complimentary play run here on the video report with the plays I'm giving away for free over the past 76 days after yet another 2-0 sweep on Friday as I scored last night with the Blue Jays on the run line and the Oakland A's. 3 selections coming your way in just a moment. For the third straight week, I'll try to give you a free winner on a game involving the California Golden Bears, who are visiting the Washington Huskies tonight in their Pac-12 opener. Plus, going to take a look at an interesting rematch of one of the more exciting bowls, the GoDaddy Bowl from last football season. That game, of course, being Toledo and Arkansas State in the Glass Bowl. And the final free selection, another Pac-12 tilt, this one in Tucson, UCLA, and Arizona. Those free selections coming your way in just a moment. As you know, guys, each and every Saturday over the past 4.5 years, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that could potentially save you hundreds of dollars off your total purchase price, and today is no different. That coupon code will save you 22% off your total purchase price, and it is simply 22%. 22 P-E-R-C-E-N-T. 22 P-E-R-C-E-N-T. No space between the number 22 and the word percent. That'll save you 22% off your total purchase price. It is a mix and match coupon, which means you can use it for any combination of handicappers, picks, and or packages here at the site. Anything you want. The only stipulation is a one-time usage coupon, which means you've got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time. You can't come in and buy Brad Wilton's Monster 150 dime play and then 4 hours later come in and buy Chris Jordan's biggest play of the season. No, everything in your shopping cart at one time to maximize your savings. Save 22% off your total purchase price using coupon code 22%. If you happen to already be involved in a long-term package with a handicapper and you want to extend that out further, go ahead, buy the new package, take the 22% discount, and if you have any instant rebates, they are applicable as well. You can always contact customer service should you have any problems. Now, listen, Brad Wilton, what a week he has already had. Today, half price play of the day, once more as I continue to show you and prove to you and back up my theory that I've always subscribed to in 20 years in this business, that you don't have to spend big money to make big money. When I saw that he had another 150 dime play today, 150 dime winner, number 8 out of 10, you better believe it. It was going to be the half price play of the day. It's a game between Ohio and Minnesota at 3:30 Eastern Time. This matches as 150 dime play on the Giants over the Redskins on Thursday night, which you also got as half price. This play is just as strong from the guy who has made $10 bettors over $15,800 over the past 2 months. And that coupon code is simply 150 dimes, 150 D-I-M-E-S, 150 D-I-M-E-S. Again, just as strong as 150 dimer on the Giants. And of course, also this week, he had an even bigger play, an ultra rare 200 dime play in baseball. Remember that one? Pirates plus a $20.25 as a run line dog at Colorado on Wednesday, which you also got for half price. Also today, Trace Adams, double your wager. 2,000 star SEC game of the year. Goes on the nighttime cards. Kentucky and Missouri, the side. Normally a 1,000 star play, like his winner on Thursday with Cincinnati plus the points covering at Memphis, is his top rated release. This is a double your wager play. Save $75, which means you get it for only $24 using coupon code TRACE24. TRACE24. All your other discounts and coupons, etc., are over on the homepage. Let's get with it with your complimentary plays. Well, let's talk about California and Washington here tonight. You know, I told you that California was going to be the interesting selection last week. I thought it was a pretty cool game, taking a look at the game between them and the Texas Longhorns. And it looked like California was the way to go until an incredible fourth quarter comeback by the Longhorns. And that pretty much epitomizes the problem with the Golden Bears. They can put plenty of points on the board, but they can give up plenty of points as well. 45-44, if not for the mixed extra point, who knows what happens. They probably go into overtime and win it anyway, because I don't think there's any stopping this California offense right now. You take a look at the way Jared Goff is performing. He is going to be one of the top 2 if not 3 quarterbacks taken in next year's NFL draft. I mean, the guy is extremely talented, and he has so much offensive weaponry surrounding him. A bevy of veteran wide receivers, a strong ground game that produced 280 yards rushing in Austin against the Longhorns last week. Now, the Huskies, of course, a team that is young, a team that had to replace 5 starters on defense that went to the NFL, a team that Chris Peterson is building around a freshman at quarterback, Jake Browning. But Browning is playing behind 3 freshmen on the offensive line. Huskies coming off a 31-17 win over Utah State. Before that, beat up Cal State Sacramento 49-0. Before that, lost 16-13 at Boise, the same Boise team that, of course, kicked Virginia's ass in Charlottesville last night. Last year, Washington with that stiff defense, basically, they played everybody deep. They only gave Jared Goff the short underneath routes that were open, and the Bears fell down. I think it was 28-0 in Berkeley at home in that one by halftime, and was game, set, match time. But this Bears team is on a roll. They beat up Grambling, no big deal in their season opener. Dominated San Diego State and Rocky Long's defense, a guy who really, has often schemed so well with that unique 4-2-5 defensive scheme that he uses against high-powered passing attacks. Took care of business 35-7, and of course, as I said, 45-44 at Austin last week. This California pass attack is going to go up against a Washington pass defense that is one of only 3 teams in Division 1A ball that is yet to allow a touchdown pass this season. But then again, who have they played? So I'm going to ride California in this spot. Goff has already thrown for over 890 yards, 9 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions so far. And even though Washington's won 6 in a row in the series, I think today is the day this one ends. It's one of my favorite plays on the board. I'm going to go with California minus the 2 in this one. Let's take a look at that Arizona UCLA game. I think it's an interesting contest because, early in the season, when you have all the non-conference games, when you finally get into conference action, I think you have to look at how the games played out and then reflect on them based on how you've seen the teams progress or not progress in the opening month of the season. So let's take a look at UCLA. Yes, they opened up the season with that win 34-16 over Virginia. We saw how poorly Virginia played last night, right? Is that win that impressive anymore? I don't think so. We saw last week that UCLA needed to rally from a double-digit fourth quarter deficit to win 24-23 in the final minute against BYU. And then you look at that 37-7 or 37-3 win at UNLV and you go, well, we knew the Running Rebels were going to be bad, and they are. So has UCLA done that much? And tonight you're asking a freshman quarterback making his first big conference road start, tough place to play in Tucson, to deliver. Arizona's a 2.5-point underdog. It's a fair price. But you look at the number and I'm thinking, well, why isn't Arizona the 2.5-point favorite in this game? Now, the Arizona Wildcats under Rich Rodriguez, a guy who I generally like backing at home, I'll be honest. They're coming off a 77-13 smackdown of Northern Arizona. Hey, they should beat the Lumberjacks 77-13. They haven't played that great. Their biggest win is 44-20 at Nevada. They've struggled in their home opener to take care of a University of Texas San Antonio team, only winning 42-32 as a monster favorite in that one. But I think tonight, with their veteran quarterback in Solomon, although their defense isn't that good, I think Arizona can actually pull the upset here. So I'm going to go with Arizona and note that the home team is on an 8-3 straight-up roll and a 10-2 ATS run in the series. Your final complimentary play, it's another interesting game here. Last year, GoDaddy Bowl, one of the best ones in terms of entertainment value in the postseason because you had Toledo taking on Arkansas State. You had over 1,000 yards of total offense in that game. And by a scheduling quirk, here you have these two teams meeting in a regular season non-conference tilt in the Glass Bowl here this evening. Now, last year, Kareem Hunt was just phenomenal, the running back for Toledo in the GoDaddy Bowl. 271 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's 271 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. Needless to say, he earned MVP honors in that game. A game won by the Rockets 63-44, a game in which they dominated. They were up 35-17 at halftime, 49-31 early in the fourth quarter. Um, in that particular contest, you also had the Arkansas State quarterback whose name, Knighton, Freddie Knighton, 5 touchdown passes and 400 and I think it was 403 yards passing. So both teams moved the ball at will. It all comes down here, Ever, tonight for this particular play on the status of Kareem Hunt, which I'm going to tell you, most people, most of the reports I've read say that he is probable for this game. Now, he missed the first 2 games of the season, including Toledo's upset win at Arkansas, right? Missed the first 2 games because he was suspended. Came back last week against Iowa. Late in overtime, a double overtime game, he suffered a hamstring pull. Now he's undergone treatment all week, and as I said, he is probable for this contest. But obviously, you'd like to know that the guy who ran for 129 yards, yes, last week, I think it was his 12th straight 100-yard plus outing against Iowa State, the guy who ran for 271 yards in last year's bowl game is 100% healthy. That's not to say that Toledo doesn't have adequate backups. Damian Jones-Moore, for example, against Iowa State, or I'm sorry, against in the bowl game last year against Arkansas State. 15 carries, 107 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And I think he scored the game-winning touchdown in a couple of games already this season for Toledo. He is certainly competent and a very good runner himself. But Hunt is the go-to guy here. What does impress me about Toledo is that in step-up games this season, they allowed 12 points at Arkansas, 23 points against Iowa State. Now, the Iowa State game, they blew a 20-10 lead in the fourth quarter last week at home. Eventually had to win that game 30-23 in double overtime. I look at what the Red Wolves, Arkansas State, has done this season, and you can't really be impressed. They got beaten up at USC, to be expected, 55-6. They lost at home to Missouri 27-20, and then they beat up Missouri State 70-7. I just think in tonight's game, the number 7.5, obviously I would buy down the half point on Toledo if I was playing them, right? I think that Toledo is going to be able to run the ball effectively with or without Hunt here tonight. But again, since you don't know how healthy Hunt is going to be, it really gives me a little pause in terms of, using them as a best bet on the card. Could be a 4-point game. Could be a 12-point game. I do think Toledo is the way to go, especially at home, and I think that Arkansas State's defense will not be up to the task, and plus the Rockets are certainly playing with confidence after knocking off Arkansas and Iowa State in consecutive weeks. So I'm going to go with Toledo minus 7.5 points, California minus the 2 at Washington, and I'm going to take a shot with Arizona as the 2 to 2.5 point home dog. Again, if I was betting Arizona tonight and I had 2.5, I would absolutely buy that game up a half point to 3. And those would be your 3 complimentary plays for this Saturday card. Best of luck, everybody. And we'll do this one more time on Sunday. Talk to you then.